how Adventure Force manages to work with this map, and we're just waiting for both teams to say that they're ready. So, any final thoughts before we hit on into Consulate, Dan?
Well, just an update real quick. It looks as though Rise Nation just took Bank over Disrupt Gaming 7-5. So they will be taking 3 points here for map number 1 of this evening. So that's another 3 points there for Rise Nation.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, we are just waiting for everybody to ready up in the chat as some more banter comes through. And we will be loading right into Consulate as our map number 2 here between Obey Alliance and Adventure Force. We'll be looking at the map or the operator bands here. And like I said earlier, I would bad band possibly, or maybe even a hard breacher for this attack, but you could also see the Capitao as well.
Yeah, Capitao is a very strong operator. Ah. Yeah, Capitao is a very strong operator to go on through into this map, but Jackal's going to be our first banned operator coming out from Adventure Force. Meanwhile, Obey, I'm going to choose to ban out Thermite, interestingly enough. So, with the Thermite ban, Garage is going to be almost impossible to take unless they bring a Maverick, which I could potentially see happening. Although, with Maverick on a Garage push, you can't really repel and try to hide your feet when you're trying to burn off uh, the garage railings on the reinforcements. So we have two FBI operators being banned out, being Thermite and Pulse. Our fourth operator going to get banned out is going to be Echo. So Jackal, Thermite, Pulse, and Echo. That's a lot of information being taken away from the defensive side, and I'm not too sure how I feel about this map now, given that these are our bands working on through.
Yeah, it's going to be a very slow and methodical rounds. Assume for them to come down to the last second is, again, like you said, so much intel taken off the board, and probably one of the more favored hard breachers in the game right now of Thermite. This is definitely going to be a very slow paced and methodical map.
So no hard breach coming out at all for Obey. So
No, they've got the Maverick.
I like this six pick coming out from Suzaku. He took the Ella to avoid giving away that they're going basement. So this round here is going to be very scary for Obey. And I think this first round walks into the hands of Adventure Force just due to the operator lineup that Obey is taking and which site we're heading to.
Will be the basement, which was, I mean, assumed with that Thermite band, definitely going to be a strong side here. With the Maverick, it's going to be difficult. He's going to have to either probably just do the trick where you just Maverick off the reinforcement on the wall, and then they'll Sophia it, or possibly use a breaching charge if one is being brought. But
well, see, the thing about that is you're going to be very exposed if you do try to do that. You have to be very cautious of your body with the Maverick. And the only way that I can really see that happening is if Bozo on the Maverick works in tandem with both breaching up above his body and down below on the ground. So the way that you could potentially burn off the sheet metal coming out from those reinforcements, you burn off part of the top, right? And before you start to move down through, that's when you have to burn off the bottom. Or Fozo could easily just burn off the top, which is exactly what he's going to be doing now. And then he can eventually go prone and try to burn off the sheet metal.
Yeah, so using this little repel trick is nice. I've seen people do this
Yeah,
before.
see, that's exactly what I was talking about. That was the main reason as to why I was saying that you should do it the way that you could, but it's still super risky to do that.
That's an easy kill for the bandit. And then that's the only hard breacher on the side of this attack for Bay. So they're going to have to make something else happen here as that garage is inaccessible. So definitely going to start to see possibly an archives take and try to push this backside as they're going to try to drone out here for any rumors on the top.
Yeah, one thing that I would potentially change this attacking lineup is maybe trade out the IQ for a Hibana. just due to the fact of how easily Hibana can open up hatches from, you know, if you're trying to do a back push. I think just the way that with the thermite works here, we're going to be seeing either a lot of hatch drops and a lot of lobby takes, or we're potentially going to be seeing some beats to office takes and breaching open the hatches from over in the back, or maybe just even opening up the bathroom and lobby hatches to take control from up above and have your teammates force pressure down below over onto the yellow stairs, and then even pressure over onto the Visa stairs. But Euphoria is an attack on our second pick of the round here. That'll be onto Forest, so that's the Capitao dead, and not a whole lot of utility really to be used here for Obey. So this round looking very nicely to line up for Adventure Force.
Yeah, definitely two big
Oh my god, Breezy!
Board, as Breezy, he'll find one kill on the call out. Does drop down through the hatch though. So much HP. We go to the Nitro Stone, and we'll find it onto Abinai. That's gonna make this a 1v5 here for Grixer on that Nomad. Does get one air jab set off. I believe it might have been on the yellow stairs.
Oh my god.
But also more Nitro Cells coming out from below, as it looks like it will be Adventure Force trying to get very aggressive here. But they both line up. That's 2 kills for Grixer. As it makes this a 1v3, it is a winnable situation. We saw a 1v4 last night.
Grixer!
And he will find. Oh, he missed him on the bomb. How does he miss it?
No, Grixer, please look back at the B bomb. Oh my god, Grixer. Oh no. Oh my god. There's only 15 seconds left, but if he manages to kill Suzaka there, this becomes a very winnable situation. But with the barbed wire and his place of that, this is not going to look pretty right now for Grixer. He found himself with his 2 very magnificent kills, but unfortunately, he'll decide to save the op and head back all the way up top to yellow stairs. An Adventure Force. Winning out round number 1. What'd I say, Danny? What'd I say?
It was gonna be slow, and wow, that was actually insane. How he almost had that 1v5.
If Grixer lands that shot through the floor onto, I believe that was Suzaku.
Yeah, it had to.
That changes the round entirely. Because granted, the hatches aren't open, but you can still have Grixer rotate down those spiral stairs. But he still didn't have a whole lot of time left to work with. Because if he kills Suzaku right there on the garage bomb, then that leaves him with about 45 seconds left to drone himself through down spiral, place that drone in a position where his teammates can call out for him and watch his back, and then he has to either pressure on over towards cafeteria door by the Visa stairs, or he has to pressure down the long hall by the double doors that lead over into office and to the garage looking over at the pipe. So a very nice try coming through for Grixer. But ultimately, just the way that the operator lineup came through and how the fragging potential came around for Adventure Force there, it lined up in favor for Adventure Force.
Definitely indeed. We'll be seeing now the top now from this defensive Adventure Force. So this should be another good round.
10 seconds left.
Again, with these bans, it's gonna make it a lot more difficult for those roamers to be caught out. So likely to see the Mozzie and possibly the Valkyrie, I would assume, roam, as they do have the 2 Nitro Cells, and probably the best ability to roam is you want to probably keep your Legion and Maestro on site. Maybe Jaeger as well, but we'll just have to see.
There's a lot of information to be used here for Adventure Force. I'm not so sure who Crygen was shooting at outside, but I think that might have been over onto Call Out on the IQ, which is a very long-range shot to take. But that seems to be the only member for Crygen to even have a reason to shoot out over at the Visa window. However, no Maverick this time around coming out for Fozo. Instead, there's going to be a Lion, and yet again, no Hibana. No Hibana being played out here for Obey, which is pretty interesting because you would use the Hibana to open up the wall leading into Projector over by Long Desk. But it seems to be that Obey doesn't want to have to deal with either an Evil Eye or potentially a Maestro to shoot off those pellets and have to worry about that. So the way that I see this coming through for Obey, they're going to have to rappel up onto the B windows, which looks to be that's exactly what Callout is going to be doing. And Grixer just going to be watching down below the piano hatch, making sure that his flank is covered with those air jabs. So this is a pretty decent setup right now coming through for Obey. They'll drop the diffuser for Callout to grab later on. Fozo will go ahead and give that diffuser outside right by Callout's feet, so that way Fozo can start to attack the bomb site on through towards those yellow stairs.
It looks like they have his position given away, and the shots start through the floor. Breezy's just going to be allowed to rotate. Nobody's watching this window, and he's just able to move right out of the console office. I'm not sure how that is allowed to happen. Just not holding that angle of the IQ call out. unfortunate to say the least. His first EE1D will come out for the round. Some of those spotted out one player at least.
Oh, what a magnificent shot coming out from Breezy. He'll take down Abenai. That's the first pick of the second round here. Now, Call out going to try to find the location of where Breezy is playing, but it appears to be that Breezy is playing inside of the connector. And due to the reinforced wall, Breezy will be tucked away safely and tightly, sitting inside of the connector.
Yeah, and again, still has his Nitro Cell to play with. As it's about 50 seconds left in the round. Still have Euphoria with the Nitro. A lot of potential to deny this plant. Looks like Yellow Stairs, though, has been taken control of.
Oh, that's a clutch shot to come through for Breezy. That's actually very well done for Breezy. He denies the intel to come through that Euphoria is inside of connector, but the C4 gets chucked on out and exploded on through. But the smoke and debris in the way of Euphoria's vision, this could lead to a very bad decision for Euphoria. And there we go. He'll be taken down by Grixer. Tucked away in the corner, and a 4 versus 1 is Obey. Will tack on the final pick. That's Grixer rotating on through into the bathroom. Obey will be able to trade out round number 2 here against Adventure Force.
An excellent attack from Obey, looking a lot stronger in that round. To find all the frags. Their team is that Lion seemed to open up a lot more angles, and again, just the missed plays by the defense. You saw the Euphoria try to back into the Yellow Stairs, but just didn't check all his corners and did fall down to that Thatcher, I believe. So we'll be tying us up 1-1, and it looks like we're gonna be seeing the lobby defense coming out from Adventure Force.
Lobby, in my opinion, is one of the more underrated bomb sites on this map. I do see some teams either go here or over to Teller's Archives, although Teller's Archives is a bit tricky and requires a lot of team coordination to be able to pull it off. There's a lot of angles that you need to be worrying about, because you can't just let Visa go, you know, unprotected. You have to fortify some defenses. Your defenses can be placed down below inside of Archives, which is the tougher bomb site to get the plant off on through. And just the way that Teller's Archives works around it, it usually goes in the favor of attackers, just for one, due to how small amount of time that the bomb site has been inside of the game and has been tested out within inside of competitive. And in order for Teller's Archives to work, like I said, you know, it just comes down to the team coordination and how the team play works on through. But for the time being, it's going to be Suzaku and the rest of Adventure Force to take control of Lobby and Piano and try to win out their second round of defense here.
Yeah, definitely looking to see that happen. But it seems like we might even see admin fake here. Possibly going into Visa as well. As it seems they have one player.
Oh no!
Nitro Cell comes flying through, lands right next to the Lion. How does that not land?
I think that might have exploded a little bit too soon. But now Cryogen on the Moz is going to be able to take control of Abenai's drone, I believe, unless that was Fozo's. And now Fozo's going to go ahead and go in an upside down rappel to look on over, but Cryogen's rotated over towards Copy, and he's got control of a drone. Abenai's going to try to chase down that drone. Now Cryogen's going to rotate away over towards Long Desk and into connectors. So this is going to be a really tough task right now for Adventure Force. Breezy getting pretty close to being into a gunfight here with Forest. For the time being, he'll rotate away deeply inside the corner of Projector.
Force almost able to find the kill there, as it looked as though the mute was trying to aggressively peek those windows on that prone angle. Could have possibly found the kill, Breezy, but they're still trying to waste his time inside of Projector here. Is the push is starting to come down through the main hall. Abenai just pushing over towards Long Desk. We'll go for a little bit of a drone. Try to gather some intel as we have about half of the round remaining here.
Very well played out coming through for Adventure Force. Breezy's going to rotate away from Projector now into the connector, but almost takes down the head of Forest. Breezy's had some very good crosshair placement lately with this SMG-11, and his gameplay with it in the past few weeks have been nothing short of spectacular. But Breezy's going to go ahead and make the smart move and rotate down onto the bomb side. Just give control of Projector over to Forest as Abenai is able to pick down Cryogen. Call out missing the shot now to take down Euphoria. Rotating down those yellow stairs is Suzaku. Will now just wander on through into lobby. Trying to make sure to see if he can keep some protection, but that's going to be the second EE1D getting tossed on out from Fozo. Only a minute left, and I think that might have been popped a little too early.
Yeah, I agree. Not really anybody sitting on that. Possibly just one just to kind of slow down any aggressive push if there could have been one. But either way, I do think that that was a EE1D, and finally lobby push, but Breezy, he'll even man count, take that kill out on to Abunai. This is Sophia taking off the board with only 30 seconds. A peek through the window will get the down on to Fozo on that line, but Throw, he's gonna have to sim himself back up, and I mean, Fozo might be down for the count here.
Fozo is down for the count, unfortunately for Obey, but now it's a 3 versus 4 in favor of Adventure Force. There's only less than 20 seconds left to play. This round playing into the hands of Adventure Force very nicely. All Throw has to do is just watch this cross coming through from Forest. There we go, Forest bites the dust. Now 2 versus 4 as Euphoria attacks on another hit onto Grixer. There we go, Call Out finally able to shut down Throw. I hope he's taking down. Oh my goodness, no! He almost takes down Suzaku, but Throw is there to save the day, rotating on through from the dock, and Euphoria coming up very nicely in the back to take down Call Out.
Yeah, almost an excellent effort there from Call Out, but it will be Adventure Force finally winning that defense there. Gonna be taking the lead here now, as they're gonna be able to go back down to basement. Without that hard breacher yet again, it's gonna make this difficult for the attack to come.
Not only that, but this is also their second lead total as they had won the first round. So this is looking very nicely now for Adventure Force's defense, and they keep playing the way that they are right now, just burning off time, making sure that they're denying the pressure coming through from Obey. I think they can set themselves very nicely for another 3 points to work on through in their second play day here.
Definitely look for that as well, and we'll see that line gets
locate and
picked on
defuse
to
bombs.
from the IQ. So even though there is Valkyrie in play, they're gonna choose to go away.
I don't agree with this Maverick pick coming through from Obey. I understand what they're trying to do with it, but it's just not working. I mean, it didn't work the first round. I'm honestly not gonna expect for it to work a second time. Maybe just trade out the Maverick for Hibana and just go for a back push, because a lot of teams normally expect for a garage push to happen, and if you try to pressure the back early on and quickly, you can pretty much catch the defenders off guard. But it's really just going to come down to how you decide to push yourselves down through that archives hatch and into the locker hallway. So again, this looks to be another garage take to come through from Obey. And again, I'm expecting this round to come out for Adventure Force.
Definitely look for that as well. And what did I say at the beginning of that? I said that if the Nomad was left unbanned, then we would be seeing Nomad a lot.
Yes.
We have yet to see a round where Grixer has chosen to not bring him. And so
this is interesting. There's a mirror on the garage. That's just going to be giving a lot of information, but with no nades coming through here. Oh, actually, this could be pretty eventful for us, but gotta see if we're getting tossed out now. No! Suzaku will go down, trying to toss out a C4. Another Fozo taking on the first pick of the round here. A nice try coming out from Suzaku, but now this mirror window is going to lead to potential detriment now for Adventure Force.
I would have liked to have seen this mirror standing high. I definitely think that would have been more advantageous, and definitely wouldn't have led to that easy kill for the Maverick. So I've taken off this panel, and it looks like Abunai is going to try to open it up. I'm not sure why he hasn't done so yet. His Fozo is getting very dangerous with this Maverick here. Doesn't look like he was able to take down this right panel. He's going to try to see if he can find the missing piece, and yes, he will. So are going to be able to open up that right side, as it looks like they don't even have control of piano, so they might just come straight through the garage.
There's no piano to control, like he just said right now, for Obey, but you do have Breezy sitting inside of Antechamber. And he's going to be able to come up above and potentially use his shotgun to work on through. That line charge, a waste, in my opinion. I think Callout should have waited a little bit to gather the information first for Obey, and then you use the line charge to pressure on through into the bomb site. So that line charge is coming off a bit prematurely. And now you've already got the line pressuring on thrown to the back, so Cryogen's got 2 angles to worry about. Second E1, he's going to get popped on out. This should be an easy pick to come through. Cryogen lining one up onto Abunai, but that's the Zofia dead. The Capital coming up down. That's the Maverick biting the dust here. And Obey losing 2 members early on as Grixer's able to trade it on out onto Throw. Now rotating down the stairs is going to be Breezy and Grixer coming up big, but who can land the shot? That's Breezy coming through huge with the frag onto Grixer, but Forrest is there to trade out Cryogen. Now it's 2 versus 1 for Breezy up against Forrest and Call in a post-plant situation.
Yeah, definitely doesn't look good for Breezy, but we'll kind of try to catch one inside of office, but no, that's going to be the shutdown there from Call Out. They tie things up 2-2, and looking very strong on that round, even without controlling piano. I'm not sure where those holes were for Breezy or the Cods. I mean, if he was just able to make a couple shotgun holes, he could have possibly denied that plant from above.
That's exactly what I was thinking that Breezy was going to do from up above, sitting inside a piano. But just due to the fact that that didn't happen, and I'm thinking he was afraid of giving away his position up above in piano. But either way, you don't really have a lot of opportunities to frag off Breezy outside of Grixer on those yellow stairs, which he could in turn rotate up the yellow stairs over towards the vending machine on that first floor, right outside of piano, and try to pressure off Breezy, who's sitting inside trying to fend off Obey. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of counters that Obey could have had there. But very well played coming through for Obey. They were able to utilize the Maverick, and I think if Suzaku didn't try to toss out the C4 at that time, I think he ends up winning out that gunfight against Fozo just due to the surprise factor that he would have. And that was a very nice try coming out from Suzaku. If he managed to land that C4 onto Fozo, that's pretty much a GG for that round.
Definitely, I would definitely agree with it. And it's unfortunate that he was able to miss. It's just too much smoke. That it planted in. It wasn't planted on the right hand. I believe it was planted a little bit to the left. I think either between or to the left of Black Car, or to the right of Black Car, I guess right now. But good plant coming out from Obey, and again going into another basement defense for Adventure Force. So will they be able to make the proper adjustments here, or will we see a similar turnout as last time, as it looks like Cryogen will go for a spawn kill?
Fortunately for Cryogen, he's not going to find anybody from Obey spawning out towards the police line. And it appears to be that Obey is going to go for yet again another Maverick attempt here on the garage wall. First round, it didn't work out. It led to Fozo's death. Second round, it did work out, but just due to the fact of the mirror being placed the way it was, I think they honestly could have worked with it, but that's a huge pick to come through. Abinai able to take down Suzaku. Now Cryogen's starting to creep up on the white van. I don't think he sees exactly just where Abinai is playing.
No, I don't think he's able to catch it out just yet, as he's just barely below that hole. Took a few shots though, as it looks like Maverick's prone, and see if he can't catch this wall apart. Only a minute into the round, and again, it looks like they're just stacking outside of the garage here. Unless there's the lion pushing up from above alone, it definitely looks like it's a complete garage take.
So it's gonna be Breezy taking on a lot of HP. I don't know if Cryogen's in a position to necessarily heal Breezy. Maybe Breezy can try to shotgun on inside of bathroom, and Cryogen can heal him from down below inside of garage, but exactly what's going to happen. So Breezy will be taking on up down to about 100 HP. Grixer joining out the garage, just making sure that it's safe for him to pressure those yellow stairs, which you do have to worry about Throw currently sitting inside of garage.
Yeah, still trying to hold on to this white van here. He's got the ACOG to use.
Oh!
Oh, it'll take the head right off of Fozo. An excellent shot there from Cryogen. We've seen him do excellent work here on this dock. Air jab will go off in the background. That's going to be Grixer to capitalize onto Breezy's mistake. Another EE1D will come out. It's going to be Euphoria to even man count. And another kill there from Throw onto yellow stairs, as Cryogen's going to get burned alive by this firebolt.
He only has one more stim pistol, and he's going to elect to use it on himself now. Bring himself back up to around 90 HP. There's only 40 seconds left to go, and you just have Forrest and Abinai, but Abinai's going to be able to take down a lot of HP. So will be murdered on out from Cryogen as Forrest comes up big with two big picks. Now you're getting an all to Euphoria. Oh, you gotta hit your shots, Euphoria! Oh no, but he's got two members of Obey on very low HP, so this is a winnable situation. C4 gets tossed on out, but it's not gonna make its mark. Now Forrest does have the diffuser in hand. He needs to start to get this plant down with Abinai covering him, with no more explosives to work with. That's a huge pick to come through, and now Euphoria will win it out due to the low health coming out from Forrest and Abinai. A headshot onto Abinai and the body shot onto Forrest will be more than enough for Adventure Force to win out their first garage defense. I'm sorry, second garage defense. And that'll put Adventure Force now on top after 5 rounds of play, and they'll be playing out their 6th and final round inside of lobby.
Wow. Yeah, they'll be able to go back up to lobby now, and up 3-2 on the defenses of Consulate. Definitely a defensive side of map. I look to possibly see them take this 4-2 here, unless we can see Obey come up with another big round. But either way, this has been an excellent second map and a first half.
Yeah, so this will be our final defense coming out for Adventure Force. 6 pick comes out from Suzaku. That'll be away from the visual and now into the Legion. So a lot of information coming out for Adventure Force. I'm curious to see if Throw is taking a bulletproof camera on the dot. I'm not too sure, but it appears to be that he's AFK for the time being in Antechamber, but he'll elect to rotate on over towards Yellow Stairs now. So our final round of play here for Adventure Force's defense, as well as Obey's attacks. And the last time that we came here into lobby, it ended up being a victory for Adventure Force.
Yes, and pretty handy. I do believe. It might have just came down to time.
5 seconds remaining.
No, it's just kills. It was just kills. So definitely a strong defense attack. But we'll be having to look at this top foot hold yet again. Looks like Breezy is gonna be playing inside of Projector, just as he did previously.
So, moving into round number 6 now, you still have the line being taken from Bozo. You have an IQ coming out from Callout, a lot of utility being taken, and interestingly enough, you're having Abinai on an Ashe instead of a Zofia.
It's interesting. They have been bringing the Zofia pretty much every round. So this is the first time that we've seen the Zofia get switched out for the Ashe. I mean, again, we're seeing a Nomad and an IQ being brought, which wasn't brought in the previous 2 rounds. So
I'm actually curious to see what's right outside of the lobby stairs, because if it's just Forest on that rappel, then Cryogen can actually hop outside of the antechamber window and frag off Forest before he can even deal any kind of damage onto Breezy, and that'll allow for Cryogen to rotate down on over towards the lobby. So there doesn't seem to be any kind of trade potential here against this Capital.
No, not at all. And the first kill will go to Cryogen.
Is that a suppressor? That is a suppressor.
Like a suppressor from Cryogen. So gonna get the kill onto that Ashe. Not making that move, switching over for the Zofia. So a minute and a half left on this round, and the top floor is still in control here. Saw the elbow there of Fozo, but no, he will back off and choose to go for a drone. Spots that there's nobody inside of Projector, but isn't able to drone out anything else due to these mute jammers.
I think that was Breezy on the spiral stairs, but it appears to be that's going to be Suzaku down below right now inside a piano, just running around, trying to play some game lines and give some information. But now Cryogen's going to go be droned out inside a console. I don't think anyone was droned out inside of bathroom for the time being. Adventure Force has burned off 2 minutes now, and in all honesty, they can probably just drop down into the bomb site and be safe. So now Throw and Cryogen are going to do exactly that. They've burned off a lot of time. There's not a whole lot of window room to work with here for Obey to try to pressure into the bomb site. However, we do have Forrest currently sitting inside of Connector, but it appears to be that he's aware of somebody sitting inside of bathroom. But unfortunately, to his demise, he won't be able to find anyone sitting inside of bathroom. So this is just a lot of added time being burned off here for Adventure Force, and Throw's gonna be able to pick off another pick onto Fozo as that Squicks are falling and biting the dust here against Breezy.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. A 2v5 left here on the side of Obey to try to make this an even round count going into the second half, but it's not looking like it will be so. Call does find one though, on to Throw, 15 seconds left remaining. Call's gonna have to shoot open the main door, and it's gonna be Forrest to try to push down Spiral, as an air jab will go off before we'll take down Forrest, leaving it all up to Call out on such little HP. It looks like he's just gonna save the KD, but no, it'll be the peak there from the mute of Breezy, take the head right off of Call out, putting themselves up 4-2 after the first half.
Like little 360 coming out there for Breezy. I love Adventure Force, man. They're a group of great guys. They're a group of a bunch of memers just coming through and just trying to make a Challenge League dream happen. And at least for this map, it's clearly seems to be working. Because on Bank, they got off to a bit of a slow start. Momentum really never got into their side once they switched over to defense. And we're looking at the same scoreline as to what we saw here on Bank, except that the teams are swapped. We now have Adventure Force currently having 4 rounds over Obey's 2. So, moving on through, it'll be pretty interesting for how Obey wants to work around this. So as we can look now as to how the past 6 rounds have been played on out, you'll see that round number 1 was won out by Adventure Force, number 2 going to the hands of Obey, and both of those rounds being played off of, I'm sorry, the first round being played off of time and the second round being played off of kills. Meanwhile, you got the third round heading into the favor of Adventure Force, with the fourth round going in the favor of Obey. So back and forth with the first 4 rounds, and then the past 2 rounds of 5 and 6 being won out to Adventure Force, mostly off of fragging power.
Yeah, a lot of rounds won due to kills, and I mean, like you said, there was one plant, and
10 seconds left before insertion.
definitely a lot of aggressive plays. I mean, we assumed it. I assumed that there's not going to be because of the bans. It makes it so much harder and so much longer to open up everything, and it looks like Forrest was lagging out for a second. I'm not sure what exactly is going on here. The thing is kind of high, so definitely doing a little bit of the moonwalk here.
Bomb located by
I think Forrest might be lagging, but
Yeah.
for the time being, and you know what? It's clear to me that Suzaku is listening to what we say, and they're using a Hibana this time around, although there's no Bandit or even a Kaid being taken here. So this garage wall is going to be easily opened up here from Suzaku outside of garage, and I'm very curious as to why. I know that they brought the Mewtwo to jam the garage walls, but you still have a Thatch on the board, and Mew can only do so much. He can only prevent the activation of a gadget. He's not like Bandit or Kaid where they can trick it off and fend off the utility as the charge has already been activated. So maybe there could be a bit of a operator change next time that Obey heads down into the garage to try to give themselves more of a fighting chance to keep that garage from being blasted from open. But that's Euphoria fighting the dust here as Grixer trying desperately to find himself with 3 frags, but in the end he'll only be able to find a lot of damage onto Cryogen and be able to take down the injure onto Breezy. So a lot of damage has been done, and he could have fed himself a very nice fat stack of a 3k there to pad his Siege GG, but unfortunately he's only able to find the first frag onto Euphoria. But the damage has already been done. You've only got 2 members that are on full HP coming out for Adventure Force, and you only have 1:20 to work with. So a very nice roam coming out for Grixer, but it could have been done a lot better had he managed to hit those shots.
Definitely would have been a lot bigger if he would have gotten at least the 2 kills and even maybe the 3rd. But I mean, still, he's wasted a lot of time here, a lot of HP. It's gonna cause for them to go a little. See, called. He's still holding on to the bathroom upstairs, so has the ability to watch out for this. Is Called might go for the nitro cell here on to the Buck. Not sure if he's able to even get that angle with the nitro cell, but it definitely looks like it's gonna be interesting here to see how this plays out between the Buckets. It looks like Cryogen doesn't know where this angle is at all. He's trying to open up the entire floor, and it looks like he might finally be able to find it.
This is a very good angle to use for Cryogen. If he actually manages to squeeze down a nade through that hole, I think that could lead to the death of Callout, because there doesn't seem to be any kind of ADS to Callout's west side of the bathroom. He's only got the one that's right on the antechamber doorway, but a lot of times has been burnt out here. There's only 15 seconds left to go, and they need to start pressuring this bomb site. Callout misses, and he'll be the one to bite the dust here first for Obey, but there's not a lot of time as Abinai is able to trade out his teammate's life. Now with 3 versus 3, 5 seconds left to go. This run easily going into the favor of Obey, but no! Suzaku hops on over, and there we go. Forrest and Abinai able to finally shut down Adventure Force. I think Suzaku would have landed there hopping over the yellow railing. He potentially tries to get that plant off, but ultimately, just due to how the time for planting works in competitive, there's only 7 seconds that you have to work with, and due to the positioning coming out there from Obey, he pretty much would have been shut down. So very nicely done coming through for Obey. The time management was very poor coming out for Adventure Force, and a big applause to Grixer for being able to not only just take down Euphoria, but also take down a lot of health onto both Breezy and Cryogen. So very well played out coming out from the Legion on that solo roam, which is something that you don't normally see. And you don't normally see people really get away with kind of plays like that.
No, not at all, and definitely interesting to see here. I mean, again, we've said it. These rounds are going to come down to
locate and defuse as many bombs
with
as they can.
a lot of frags that have to come out at the end. And that's just going in favor of the defense most of the time, because all they have to do is sit there and hold the angle. They need to wait for the attackers to plant that bomb or get the frag. So definitely been smart play overall from both sides here on their defense.
So now we'll head into round number 8, which is going to be a lobby defense heading out for Obey. I think Grixer's going to toss out a camera outside of Visa. It appears to be that's what he's doing since he's breaking open the Visa window, but for the time being, he's going to go ahead and rotate up above. I think he'll be tossing out a camera out to the southeast. Exactly what he's going to be doing. He'll toss out another one onto the southwest. So a lot of information will be used for outside on the lobby. And this is going to feed a lot of information for Obey, especially to run out onto that death balcony.
Another note here, this is the first round in this matchup where a Nomad has not been brought. So they will be going with the Gridlock instead of the Nomad. So definitely an interesting pick here. I mean, it serves fairly much the same purpose with the length denial and the rotation denial on those track stingers. So you're not really losing much with placing the Nomad, but just interesting to note.
Yeah, you're gonna have Grixer currently going up for a roam up above inside a console right now. Breezy will be right outside of those technical B windows, but it'll be console windows for now. Crowd's gonna be on the yellow skylight. No, he tacks a little bit of damage now with a Fozo. Fortunately for the Jaeger, he'll be able to escape with his life into the bathroom on the second floor. You also have Avenai and Grixer up above to protect the bomb site from up above.
Yes, definitely playing a vertical game here. Real defense as it looks as the Cryogen might try to go for this repel here upside down and might be able to find a frag here. Sees the head on the Jaeger, but load a shot to it. It's not gonna matter. Avenai doesn't hit his either. Nasty angle on the upside down repel. That's Jaeger off the board, and there's no life and only Grixer here. Do they know that there's a second player as well as Fozo sitting inside of Projector?
Grixer has a good opportunity to work against Cryogen on this upside down repel. But the drone's gonna get tossed on out, and fortunately for Cryogen, his drone will be stashed down below that desk, but that'll allow for information to be got onto Grixer. For the time being, there's gonna be at least one member that Adventure Force knows about sitting inside of the cabinet, but a lot of time has been burned off. That's over 2 minutes of the round being played. Grixer's in a very good position to shut down this attack from Adventure Force.
An excellent spot indeed, and not giving up any of this real estate to the attack is going to force this push to again come down to the last few seconds, as it's going to be the first smoke canister. 4 seconds up on the ground. Something seems like he wants to push him through this main lobby door, but Forrest has got better ideas for it. It looks like he's finding something inside a piano, which will be Cryogen coming in through the yellow stairs. They have control of piano. It's kills after kill after kill. Those will finally drop as Grixer's going to pick up a double onto the round. Adventure Force does have the diffuser though inside of the piano. The plant might start to come down, but no! It's gonna be Fozo who peeks wide. He'll drop the diffuser. It's gonna be Grixer to pick up a kill for himself, leaving Euphoria in the 1 versus 2. 10 seconds left. He's gonna have to pick up this bomb and plant or find the frags. He's got 2 people he's got to deal with, one up top and one inside of the surface desk. It's gonna be the Jaeger though to pick up the final kill, and Obey will tie it up here on round 8.
That could not have been thrown any harder from Adventure Force, and oh my god. I don't know why they didn't have anybody watching Antechamber cross from lobby. I don't know, like they have a 4 versus 2 advantage, or 3 versus 2 at that point.
Yes.
They don't find Grix up above until it's too late, and they're already dying on the bomb site, and just massacres coming out from Obey onto Adventure Force. We're all tied up, and this is something that you wouldn't have expected from that round.
No.
Wow.
In my opinion, they spent way too long trying to clear the top floor, and then they never cleared the top floor. So that when they tried to go, they're like, yeah, screw this. I'm not dealing with any of these roamers at the top anymore. We keep getting fragged out. And so once they finally did decide to just give up the top floor push, stop clearing that out, it was already too late, because all the top people on the top floor needed to do was hold their angles, drop down through the hatch, and support their teammates on site. And excellently played there by Abunai and I believe it was Fozo, yeah, on the
The way that Adventure Force set themselves up right before trying to go for the actual plant itself was absolutely beautiful. And then the moment that the plant started to come down, Throw hesitated because he was sitting in front of the piano, not having a ton of cover. And you just have Avenai swing on out from lobby, peeking antechamber over into piano. And everything there just got shut down the moment the diffuser left Throw's hand.
Yeah, and like you said, they just couldn't get that plant down. And they were able to stick that plant down. It could have been a different round, but just getting a little bit too clumsy with it, or for a little bit too clumsy with it, not being able to plant in a proper spot. Excellent play there for the defense.
So there,
but,
yeah.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
There's a lot of momentum in the favor right now for Obey after winning both their garage and lobby attack as they head to the console office now for their third bomb site. And Adventure Force seemingly have had right ideas, but the way that they're trying to execute onto the bomb site, whether it be from time management or just not having enough bodies and the right utility to attack the bomb site, has been really detrimental on how Obey and to how Adventure Force has been utilizing their attacks. But you've already got Suzaku currently sitting inside of admin. Some EMPs getting tossed out from Throw. They try to toss out another one. It's gonna be the second one coming out from Stature. Now Suzaku's just gonna get droned up aggressively using the X-Kairos to go ahead and open up the lobby. But this is a good opportunity right now for Callout to actually fend off those X-Kairos. But for the time being, it doesn't appear that's gonna be happening. And they'll be blown on up, and now Avenai and Callout will rotate away over towards Rug. And Euphoria is gonna go ahead and drone out the site to know that it's clear for Throw to push in, but they haven't droned out Callout or Avenai at the front desk.
No, and Grixer's still playing down below inside a piano, so he could use that Nitro Cell if he... They do have somebody outside the front door. Looks like the 3D on the Nomad does have a drone, possibly be able to spot out this move before he's able to deny this plant. So about a minute 15 left. This is going to be big for Forrest here to try to find the frags, as he will be droned out. So next will call out those bullet holes. We'll be very curious to see. He moves his way into connector, but will get immediately shut down by Euphoria, who gets downed actually from the long desk. A minute left, and it's essentially a 4v4 then.
As Plant seemingly going to get stuck down on Throw. No, C4 from down below with Fozo. That'll shut down the plant coming down, but Throw able to recover that diffuser. Down nowhere the bathroom, that's an easy pick as Throw reads call out like a book. Another C4 getting tossed out down below from Fozo, if I'm not mistaken, unless it was Grixer. Now the plant needs to start coming down. Grixer rotating up the yellow stairs. He's not in a good position at all to deny this plant. 30 seconds left to go, and now you've already got Fozo rotating up the spiral stairs.
Yeah, trying to make his way through this barricade as the plant will finally come down here from Cryogen. 20 seconds left. He actually has hit his spot. Can he go for the shotgun hose below? Yes, he'll drop the Fozo up on the himself. It's a 1v5 now as Throw has dropped the hatch. He's gonna have to go up yellow, either find the frags or plant this diffuser. One's playing on spiral, the other one's still playing down below. It looks like Throw is gonna choose to go for the frags. Doesn't have the diffuser in hand. He won't even look to spiral to check it fully. An excellent round there again from Fozo and the mute.
I can't believe what we're witnessing here. This is 3 rounds in a row now for Obey. And 2 rounds out of these 3 that have been played so far, the advantage is in favor of Adventure Force. And they still fail to get the plant down.
It's sad.
A C4 denies Suzaku inside a projector. That's fine.
Yeah.
And then you have Cryogen planting, I think it was inside a connector as well.
Yeah.
Because you had Grixer rotate, you had Foza rotate down below. Oh, it was Grixer, excuse me. Grixer rotate down below with the mute shotgunning on the ping, and Cryogen just not able to work with anything. I'm so surprised why Adventure Force just didn't plant on the console desk. That console desk prevents you from being shot through the floor. It prevents you from being blown up by a C4. There's nothing else in this game right there at that moment in time that Obey can use to stop that plant. I'm very shocked as to how the amount of experience that is on the roster for Adventure Force, and they still did not choose to plant on the console desk once attacking that bomb site. It was granted, after Suzaku died, you still have another C4 down below. That one already gets popped. Great. You had the opportunity to stick that plant the moment that Grixer started rotating up. Cryogen had the diffuser in hand, sure, that's fine. So did Throw. But plant the diffuser. Stop stalling for time. Stop second guessing yourselves. Just stick that diffuser down this scoreline should not be in the way it currently is. It should honestly be 6-3 in favor of Adventure Force at the very most. But right now we're sitting at a 5-4 scoreline with Obey leading the charge.
Yeah, Bay leading the charge indeed, and looking, they haven't lost a round on attack yet. So coming from 4-2 down at the half, all now up 4-1. This will be actually their first lead of the match, I do believe. So unless they were winning 1-0 at the beginning, but no, I believe it was 1-0 in favor of.
Yeah, it was 1-0 in favor of Adventure Force because the time ran out for Obey.
Yeah, that is right. I have it. Either way, already gonna be trying to take control of this main garage. It looks like Abunai is gonna be. How did Abunai get there? What? He will get spotted out and have to drop away, but that was actually an interesting spot there on top of the tool cart. So definitely some interesting spots. I was playing with Abunai earlier. Definitely some cheeky spots.
Yeah, there's a lot of spots in this game that are still being discovered on maps that have been here from day one, and it's so surprising to see that these these spots are just seemingly being found at the early. A big contributor to how these spots are found is mostly from Nico from Australia on Team Sinister.
Yes.
And our first frag of the round is going to be onto Cryogen. Fortunately for him, that C4 getting tossed out from call-out will be more than enough to blast him away. And that'll be the buck falling here. So a lot of soft destruction being taken down. This angle being used from Euphoria that was made by Cryogen. Hopefully going to work in favor for Euphoria as he's trying to peek down into the bathroom.
Yeah. Still trying to make this push happen on to Neil. I mean, they've yet to be able to get him out of here. They've wasted that. I mean, they just need to forget about him at this point, really, and possibly put some drones on the flank. But it actually looks like we're going to be seeing. Oh no, that's Euphoria coming down the main stairs. So, although the remaining defenders are on site, I do believe, except for that mute, obviously. No extra one's actually rotated into Lisa. I believe that's gonna be that's gonna be Grixer. He will take out the Claymore and the drone. Nobody on it, so he'll be able to rotate all the way top side and possibly go for a flank. He might not even need it as his teammates are cleaning everything up. It's all left up to Breezy and Euphoria, but now it's all Euphoria as Grixer comes flying down the yellow stairs.
This is not a good look for Adventure Force, and they are clearly looking like they're in their own heads. There's a lot of false calls and a lot of false hope right now for Adventure Force, and this is really looking bad right now. That's a flawless round for Obey, and they set themselves up after being down 4-2, now up 6-4. For the time being, they hold the tie again, and we could potentially see another 7-4 victory here for Obey Alliance.
Obey, they look strong. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, they look very, very strong. Taking a look at Grixer, 16 kills, 16 and 5. He's only died in one round that they have won. So definitely playing his life very well. If you can keep Grixer alive, it seems you're gonna more than likely win that round.
Yeah, Grixer really showing up here for Obey tonight, and his CGG is really going to be looking very nice tonight.
High cost.
Very high cost, very high rating, especially
Very
for
green.
Grixer. So for the time being right now, all Adventure Force can hope for is just a tie. And again, they're having their backs against the wall. They need to win this round. If they win this round, they need to win the next round, obviously, in order to secure that point. But this is not the same Adventure Force as what we saw last week. There's clearly something wrong mentally with Adventure Force. I don't know what it is, but Grixer has really been dismantling and tearing apart Adventure Force.
Yeah, Grixer has been playing extremely well, and really all of Bay has been playing very well. Big top. I mean, really proving himself in a lot of ways.
5 seconds left before insertion.
I can't wait to see how the rest of this night plays out.
Attackers objective.
You could still even see a comeback here from Adventure Force. I mean, they need to if they want to get any sort of points to
Yeah. So, in all honesty, right now, Obey just clearly seems to be in the heads of Adventure Force, which is something you don't normally expect from the players on Adventure Force. Granted, you could say it could be for Suzaku because his comp experience is limited, but the amount of experience that the rest of his team has on on Adventure Force. They look lost. They look like they don't know exactly when to plant or if they should stick to plant if they need to. They started out very well on defense, and then they've allowed for 4 rounds in a row to be played out here from Obey.
So, seems like we're gonna be seeing a room upstairs, I do believe. Again, yeah, it's gonna be Grixer. They got 3 people upstairs. They're gonna be putting Abonite inside of Projector this time. They're gonna be putting Call Out on that smoke, which is kind of interesting. I'm curious as to where exactly he's playing with that shotgun. This is gonna be playing on site, but it's gonna be the full admin taken.
Call out is actually on the mute, but that's gonna be Suzaku first off the board. That's Abonite getting the frag. Oh my god, Cryogen will be the second one to fall, and this is pretty much all said and done here unless Adventure Force can somehow magically work this round into their favor. But the way it's going, the momentum, the team play, and the way it's really unfolding here is really all for Obey. Seabrook gets tossed on out from Abonite. It looks Blood will not make any kind of damage, and with a minute 10 left to go, this is really tough right now for Adventure Force. Disposal attacks on the third onto Euphoria. 5 versus 2, there's not a whole lot that you can do, and Obey pretty much have this one in the bag as Abonite going absolutely massive with the third, trying to go for a fourth. He does! Another flawless round here for Obey, ending it off with the 4K from Abonite with the super shorty in hand. Very magnificently played coming out from Abonite. Very well played coming out for Obey to win out 5 rounds in a row here up against Adventure Force on Consulate. They wheel away with another 6 points in the bag, setting themselves up to 12 points after 4 matches being played on out. So I was wrong. I predicted for Adventure Force to come back and try to make some magic work on this map. I was right for the first half, but the second half just completely went really downhill. They went completely sideways for Adventure Force. Very well played coming out for Obey, and they set themselves up pretty nice in the standings at a 4-0 record, 12 points on the map, on the game. Wow, very well played coming out for Obey.
Yeah, definitely well played to them indeed, and I mean it just didn't, like you were talking about, it didn't look like Adventure Force they found it a little bit on their defenses the first half, but